Take a look.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post. You already know the vibes, man. I'm back at you with this Smackdown review. Smackdown, which took place in New York in Madison Square Garden, the most magical place on the face of the earth, the mecca of sports and entertainment. And man, what a night it was, man. We had surprises, we had beatdowns, we had Knicks, we had Pacers. And I'm gonna just go ahead and get into that, man. One of the matches that was on the card was a Money in the Bank qualifying match. It was a triple threat match between Santos Escobar, LA Knight, yeah, and Logan Paul. And Logan Paul pulled out one of the most dirtiest moves you can do, and that was bring a Pacer out with you in Madison Square Garden. This coward brought out, of all people, Tyrese Halliburton. And during the feed, man, during the show, it kept blacking out. I know what time it is. I know New York fans. I know it was because Fox was censoring whatever it is. They were chanting at Tyrese Halliburton. I can only imagine it was like F the Pacers, F Halliburton, maybe even F Logan Paul. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But you know, like I said, this is the Mecca, man. This is Madison Square Garden. This is home of the New York Knicks. And you couldn't have a Madison Square Garden show without having Jalen Brunson there, the MVP, the GOAT. He was right there at ringside, you know, to make sure things was going up to snuff. And for the most part, man, it was a straight up good triple threat match. They were getting "This Is Awesome" chants. Logan Paul was doing flips and dives outside of the ring. Santos Escobar, he was doing his thing. LA Knight, the people were behind him, you know. So I was low-key thinking that Logan Paul and LA Knight would cancel each other out and Santos would win. Boy, was I wrong, because the winner actually was LA Knight. Even though you had Logan Paul trying to cheat, you had Tyrese Halliburton trying to bring in the brass knuckles for him. Jalen Brunson said, nah, that ain't happening on my watch, buddy. So he's trying to get the brass knuckles away from Tyrese Halliburton. You have referees and security out there trying to break everything up. And while all this is happening, the match is still going on. It's looking like Logan Paul's going to cheat to win. But LA Knight hits the most devastating move in all in sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up, to get the win. He's officially in the Money in the Bank match. And then after the match, you had Tyrese Halliburton and LA Knight looking like they were going to try to put the beat down on LA Knight. But but Jalen Brunson comes back in with a steel chair, and I'm thinking Jalen Brunson's gonna hit Tyrese Halliburton for real. I wouldn't be mad at it, but that's not what went down, man. But it would have been funny if that was the case. So LA Knight's official in. And speaking of the Money in the Bank, you also had two more triple threat matches, this time for the women. The first match was between Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. And God bless Candice, man. She gets no reaction, no pop, no type of anything for Candice. Tiffany got a reaction, Jade Cargill got a reaction, but nothing for Candice, man. You kind of feel bad for her. God bless, man. And it was a pretty okay match, man. You had Candice and Tiffany putting the double team on Jade Cargill because she's bigger than both of them, so it only makes sense. And then you also had Nia Jax coming down to support Tiffany Stratton. Bianca Belair came out to make sure there were no shenanigans going on, and she did a pretty bad job because shenanigans did go down. Indy Hartwell ended up attacking Jade Cargill and pretty much cost her the match. And the winner of this match was Tiffany Stratton. So she's in the Money in the Bank match for the women. So the second Money in the Bank qualifying match for the women was between Naomi, Blair Davenport, and Indy. And Jade Cargill did not forget what happened. She came out and she got her revenge on Indy. Naomi ended up getting the win with the surprise roll-up, so she's in it. I wasn't too mad about that because, you know, I like Naomi. I hope they do a little bit more with her. And, you know, this is building up more tension between Jade, Bianca, and Indy and Candice. And next week, they're going to have a tag team match. So, you know, good for them. Hopefully, Candice gets some type of reaction. She probably won't, though, because the people don't care. I'm sorry, Candice. One thing the people do care about is the grand triumphant return of Pretty Deadly. These boys are back from the dead. Yes, boy. I have no idea what Pretty Deadly was. I haven't seen anything or heard anything about any of them being injured. So I don't know why they weren't being featured on WWE television, Triple H. But he made up for lost time. He made things right. And next week, Pretty Deadly is going to have a tag team match against the Street Profits. So more Pretty Deadly content for the people, because this is exactly what the people need. And speaking of next week, I think this match is going to be for the WWE Tag Team Championships. It's going to be DIY challenging A-Town Down Under. You had Austin Theory talking to DIY in the back. They're trying to school this boy and let him know that, you know, Grayson Waller, he's not the man you think he is. He's not your friend. He's not your buddy. He's not your guy friend. He's not your friend buddy. He's not your buddy guy. He's none of those things. He's a big user and abuser. And Grayson Waller comes out and he attacks Johnny Gargano because he's sick of the fallacies. He's sick of the shenanigans. He's sick of the BS. Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews had a backstage segment. Yep. That was the thing that happened. It was right there. It totally happened. But Carmelo Hayes made the save. He saved the day. He saved the segment. And he's talking about how he's going to win Money in the Bank. And he's pitching ideas for merchandise, like t-shirts that says Mel in the Bank. All cool ideas. I like them all. But another person that feels like they're going to win Money in the Bank is Andrade El Idolo. He had a cool little package, a little cool video thingamabobber, saying that he's going to win Money in the Bank. So yeah, good for him. Good for both of them. Good for America. God bless. So this just leaves us with one last thing to talk about, and that is cinema, Bloodline cinema. And before I get into the cinema, I would just like to say once again my condolences to the family of Sikoa, Roman Reigns, his whole family during this time of loss. You know, one half of the Wild Samoans, Sikoa, passed away earlier in this week. So thoughts and prayers out to the family and friends of Sikoa. The WWE did an amazing video package, which they always do. They always have amazing video packages, whether it's for someone's passing or just to build up whatever. WWE, top shelf, top notch, you know, when it comes to these things. But speaking of the Bloodline, this episode of SmackDown started off with the Bloodline pulling up. It was Solo and the Guerrillas of Destiny. Paul Heyman's waiting for him. He's like, yo, what? He's just stressed out. He's growing a beard. He's crying all the time. He's asking where's Jacob Fatu. And Solo, he's a liar, pants on fire, because he keeps telling Paul, you know, don't worry about it. You're the wise man. I should listen to you. You know what I'm saying? He's stressing out Paul Heyman. And the Bloodline look like they're going to kick off the show. They're making their way out to the ring. But then you have Cody, Randy, and Kevin pull up. And my whole thing is, why is everybody late? The show started already. You guys are just getting to work. Terrible, 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 but I digress. These guys pull up, and they pull up on the Bloodline, and it's officially on site. They start punching and fighting and squabbling all over the place. Kevin Owens is hitting swanton bombs off the top of Madison Square Garden like he's prime Jeff Hardy. You got Solo Sikoa running around looking like The Weeknd. It's just shenanigans and pandemonium. You had security out there. Nick Aldis is losing his mind. He had to call the cops. The true villains of this story, the New York Police Department, they're out there trying to arrest people. So, and Nick Aldis kicks Kevin Owens, Cody, and Randy out of the building. But the Bloodline get to stay because they are having their acknowledgement ceremony as the main event angle. And then we'll just go ahead and fast forward to that. You have the Bloodline come out first. Paul Heyman, he's looking stressed out. He's looking like he needs a cigarette. He's trying to talk. But Solo, that damn Solo, he does the Roman Reigns thing where he holds out his hand for the wise man to give him the microphone. And then he told Madison Square Garden, Solo Sikoa told Madison Square Garden to acknowledge him. And I couldn't believe it. Paul Heyman couldn't believe it. He looked like he was about to cry and pee on himself. He was just flabbergasted. He couldn't believe what was going on. He's about to break down. His hair is falling out. His hair is turning gray all over again. And Solo, So he makes Madison Square Garden acknowledge him. Not only does he do that, but he also makes each member of the Bloodline acknowledge him. And before this even happens, he brings out Jacob Fatu. And I gotta say, Jacob Fatu's entrance was awesome. WWE production behind Jacob Fatu, bar none, man. It was awesome. Death Rebel, when it comes to their themes, man, they put out some stinkers. But when it comes to the Bloodline, they don't miss. I promise you, they don't miss when it comes to the Bloodline. So like I said, man, Solo is making each member of the Bloodline acknowledge him. Starting with Tama and Tangaloa, he makes him acknowledge him. Jacob acknowledges him. And then it gets to Paul Heyman. He's like, wise man. He even brings out the tribal beads that Roman Reigns wears. And it's like, what is going on? Where is Roman? How come he doesn't have his beads, man? And Paul Heyman is looking at these beads like he's just missing his tribal chief. He's missing Roman Reigns. He won't do it. He won't acknowledge Solo. He says that you are not my tribal chief. And Solo loses it. He finally spikes him. I've been waiting weeks and weeks for this to happen. And it finally happened. And then, man, the beatdown of Paul Heyman, you really feel for him because the only thing he wants to do is just be loyal to the Samoan family, and not only that, just loyal to his tribal chief, man. He just wants to be loyal to Roman Reigns. He just wants to acknowledge Roman because of everything Roman's done for him. He can't acknowledge anybody else. It doesn't make sense for him to do so. And Solo, he felt some type of way about this. They attack Paul Heyman. Jacob Fatu hits him with a headbutt. The Gorillas of Destiny and Jacob Fatu put this man through a table. And they all stand over Paul's broken fat body, throwing up the ones as SmackDown ends with Solo Sikoa rocking the tribal leg, officially making himself not only the new head of the table, but the tribal chief. And last week Solo said that Roman's never ever coming back, which means Roman is definitely coming back, especially with the fact that he's trying to be Roman. He's like a cosplaying Roman. He's making people acknowledge him. He has his own enforcer. He has his own Usos. The only thing is he just got rid of his wise man, and I'm pretty sure Roman is going to feel some type of way about that, because even though Roman doesn't say it, he loves his wise man very, very much. And it's only a matter of time before the real tribal chief makes his return and beats everyone's ass. But with that being said, guys, what do you think of this week's episode of SmackDown? We're 1 week away from Money in the Bank. Next week is the go-home show for Raw and SmackDown. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see what the fallout of this is. I can't even wait to see Jimmy Uso comes back, man. That's how invested I am into the Bloodline cinema. I'm rocking my Bloodline shirt with a real Bloodline. But with that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Bees, I'm out. Solo, you are not my tribal chief. Peace.